What up, YouTube? It's the nice to hear back with another video. And this video gonna be about how the chosen ones are like sacrificial lambs, right? On this video I did just popped up in my head. It's just something I want to talk about because I think I'm in this stage where I don't like to use all these what to be calling them buzzwords. It's just words that everybody like to use and that type of stuff like chosen ones. I don't like you saying that word because realistically in my mind, I mean, of course, with just the background of it, like I said, people are, I mean, in a sense, everybody is chosen, right? Because everybody wake up, well, not everybody, but, let's say more positive people are, let's say people are meant to wake up, let's say that. Wake up from the matrix, they're the chosen one, right? But in a sense, everybody wakes up in some type of life and some type of, lifetime they live in. So, I mean, essentially everybody is one, but also like the idea of people saying like, you're a chosen one, like if you choose to be one. Like some people know they can do good, no people, like I said, a lot of people come from a lot of negativity. Of course, that type of stuff is destined, but like I said, I think, and just the reality of it, like I said, you choose to, be who you are. If you this person and you say that you this person and you act out as this person, that means that you are this person, right? But yeah, these people are chosen, right? And I don't like to say chosen one because I think a lot of that deal with just the ego. Like people just ego, like, oh, probably not that special in this, and in a way they are special. And I don't want to take that away from people, but I think that it feeds too much into the ego in a sense to me. But let's say for me, for example, I think a lot of people have these very like hero type of attitudes. Like me, I think that a lot of my life, from what I noticed and just little journals I had since like middle school, is that I was like always in my mind like trying to help my family get out of poverty. And that was always how my mindset was. It's been my mindset since I've been 5, because that's the earliest time I remember like saying, like looking around and being like, dang, like we really poor. And it's been something that, like I said, it's always been on my mind. It never left my mind not one time since I was a little kid. And now that, let's say, I woke up spiritually and I'm understanding why the way a lot of things is, and like I said, and realistically, there is no real explanation for why the way things is things are just the way it is, and a lot of time I couldn't deal with that, right? So now, like I said, I'm still moving, trying to figure out a way to help me and my family, move up and you hit the roadblock to your family right there. Like, I think this is like, I'm convinced, like I'm going through it now, and it's very caught me for a loop. Like the idea of being called like crazy, or being called like, or looked at sideways. Like me personally, I've been looked at sideways my whole life. My girls, like I said, friends, people on the street, either because of me just being poor or just, just me being unorthodox, just being a kid, just into all the, not being into sports and stuff like that. Of course, like I said, now it's accepted, but back then it wasn't. People was just, like I said, I was getting forced to do things I didn't want to do. Like sport, I used to hate sports, and then eventually, like I said, I got older, and my brothers and my mother and all these people, they ain't forcing me, but like they just, when you keep getting badgered to do something, you just do it just to, silence everybody around you. But that's what I was doing. So anyways, yeah, I was just doing things I didn't really like to do. I love to draw, but I stopped drawing. And that was like one of the things I started doing. Like now, if I start drawing, like I said, I can start, get back into the rhythm, but that's just how I was all the time. So yeah, so I'm at this space now where I'm getting called like crazy, and not getting called crazy. People talking behind my back, calling me crazy, and in a way, I mean, realistically, in a way, I am, right. I think that I didn't. It caught me off guard in a sense where I didn't really think that my own family would do it, but you can't really put shit past anybody if you're just gonna be 100 to keep it real. So, but I just didn't think it would come from them, and also it's just, I got a family full of crazy people. It's like it's like, what do you say? It's like the coffee pot calling the kettle black or some shit like that. It's like, all these niggas not crazy, but they just, just they off they rocker, and it's like, you just be like the nerve of these people that you around, but that's the way it is. So like I said, of course my feelings were hurt, but rationally I understood why it was, so I didn't really, my compassionate self came out and just be like, well, I mean, that's them, and you got to understand what they go through in their own head and what they mind allow them to do. So I'm like, okay. So like I said, I dealt with that for a couple weeks, and I just couldn't. I don't know. It didn't sit right with me. But in a way, you have to be deluded. You have to be delusional. You have to be kind of crazy and insane to really do anything. Really, I think if you participate in like mysticism and magic, and even just trying to be successful or like really trying to make a name for yourself, you have to be deluded. I think that people, if you're not deluded, I don't think really think you're gonna get far unless you got people that people in high places that's gonna help you out. But I think in a certain sense, you have to be deluded. You have to keep trying. You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep speaking your message. You have to keep thinking of the most, outrageous things to really enlighten you and just, help progress you in your own evolution. I think me, a lot of my time, like I said, has been doing with the psychic things and just, like I said, I know I'm psychic. I know, like I said, and I just want to help improve my abilities. But part of me is like, a lot of it's like you shooting in the dark. That's how you do it. And of course, the logical answer is, like I said, everybody's bodies has turned off these abilities, and you have to learn to use them again. But at first, and just always, you always gonna feel like it's nothing happening. But you have to keep doing it. You have to keep moving. And like I said, it's like the idea of like stepping on, let's say stepping like on a pad, right? A lily pad, or like stepping on a step, right? You step on one step, and then the next step light up on the next one you're supposed to take. It's like that. You got to make the first move, and then, like I said, and then the light, as you keep on moving, will show its way, or the path is gonna make its way, or be created as you move forward. But you just have to take that first step and just keep moving and having faith in yourself. I think that's one thing that I think a lot of is what you need, But being a sacrificial lamb, it's like you have to be the first one to get called crazy. You have to, like I said, it's crazy until you succeed, right? Like I said, people think that type of stuff is by chance, and it's like, oh, somebody's lucky when they wasn't lucky when everybody was calling them crazy. They wasn't lucky when they was failing a whole bunch of time before they succeeded. They wasn't getting called lucky then. They wasn't getting called lucky when they was broke. They weren't getting called lucky when before anything positive, any positive reaction happened. They were just doing it, just in the dark, just shooting until something happened, right? Just pressing all the buttons until the right one hit. And I think that a lot of people need to, I can wish for people to be more compassionate, understanding, but a lot of people not, right? I think people are not lucky enough to have that type of support around them where, damn, like, people not gonna look down upon you for doing things that they call quote unquote crazy, right? I mean, realistic things, people isn't crazy. People call things crazy that they can't comprehend, and their mind can't comprehend. So they want to judge it and say, oh, that's crazy, or oh, that's weird, and all that's, and you can't really blame them. You gotta be understanding of them, and you just gotta keep moving about your business, right? Like I said this before. I said you call it crazy until you prove them wrong, and not everybody trying to follow you, and you trying to, everybody trying to follow you and do what you just did. I think that a lot of people, in a way, like Jesus Christ. Like I said, I don't believe Jesus is a real person. I know people probably gonna get on my case, or like I said, if you watch this channel, you probably don't think he's real either. But to a certain extent, you believe his story is real in a sense where I think people take things too literal. Where Christian, the Bible, Jesus is a real person and all that stuff. But I think Jesus is like the symbolism of everybody else, and how you're supposed to live and that type of stuff. I think that people are supposed to strive to be good and be loving to everybody, but people don't want to. And like I said, the only thing Jesus wanted to do was just spread the message, spread the love and, raise the vibration, but people don't want to. Like I said, they want to call you crazy. They want to chastise you. They want to, berate you and all type of stuff. And the only thing that does is really show their true colors. And it's sad to see, but it's very enlightening about people, and it help you maneuver better. That's one thing I can say. But yeah, like I said, the journey of Jesus is, I think, this journey of everybody else, and about with chosen people, right? Chosen people that are destined for greatness and good things. For the longest time, I never really thought I was destined for a lot of things, or I had like a lot of good things coming in my future. Growing up, I was always very mediocre. I wanted just to be okay, right? I just wanted to have some money and be successful. Like I said, that's my goal, is going into college. And I dropped out of college. I wasn't doing college. I couldn't do it. I refused to go to college. Even though I wanted to be a psychologist or a therapist, I got that type of energy about me that I could be good at. I didn't want to do it just because I just didn't want to. I was just a mediocre person. I didn't really want anything better with my life, and I was purposely, you know, sabotaging myself in many ways. Of course, that's just unhealed trauma and stuff like that. But I was very much so just an underperforming person. I was an average person on purpose, and that was just because of how I was raised in ways where you just don't want to do better for yourself. I mean, I want to do better for myself, but I don't want to put in all this extra effort. And of course, I got over it now. That's why I'm here now. But it's very crippling. But essentially, I just think that all the chosen one's journey is like Jesus, right? You go through a stage where you want to help everybody. You just want to help everybody with what you know, or what you think you know, what's in your brain, your intellectual property, and you get shunned, you get chastised for it, you get berated, you get judged about it, you get judged poorly about it, and people want to look down on you. And in a sense, like I said, that's like the chosen ones getting sent to the cross and getting nailed to the cross. And then, like I said, what happened after he got nailed to the cross? He came back to life, and people started to believe in him. And I think that's the whole process, is that you go through this hardship, you go through this time where you get beat down, and then when you finally succeed, everybody looking at you sideways. Everybody's regretting that the craziness they said about you, and it's like, damn, like this, he really did it. And I think that's like a lot of what people fight through. Y'all know that's what I fight through, and I'm still in the early stages that before. Well, I'm getting nailed to the cross right now, and I'm trying to compose myself and cast out all doubt in my mind that I may be crazy, or I'm uncertain, or cast out all uncertainty on doubt or fear. I don't want any fear to be with me. Like right now, I'm just moving. I'm just doing what I said I was gonna do, and I'm not trying to allow any emotional negativity to get anywhere around me, so I don't end up faltering. But that's what you have to do, right? So yeah, I think a lot of us go through that journey. A lot of chosen ones go through that journey, and you have to learn how to discern. You have to learn how to, maneuver better. You have to learn how to keep faith. You got to learn to be strong. I think that you got to learn how to be mentally strong, emotionally strong, especially when you're dealing with people, and more particularly your family. Let's say that. So yeah, if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later. Thank you.